Hi, I'm Phil Bainbridge, and this is a quick demo tool for the Append Drive files permissions tool that we've got. It's quite a niche tool. It's designed to take a folder of existing files that you actually want to append some extra permissions to. So in this instance, it might be that you already have the file IDs or URLs from one of the other tools, such as this is an example of the Index Drive folders and files tool that's available, which can pull across a list of URLs, which you could then ultimately paste in here. So I've pasted 3 demo ones in here, which are files that exist as though they've come from another tool that I've developed. The principle behind this then is if I get file names in this particular instance where they're existing items, it's going to loop through row by row and just pull in the file name for me so that I know exactly what I'm working with. So there we go. So in here, if I just stretch that across a little bit, you can see that it's just these files here in particular. So say you could have a lot more than this listed. Now that's one way that you might use the tool. The alternative is that you have the ability to point it at a folder full of files already. So what I want to do is I want to point it to this folder and pull these files into the Google Sheet. So to do that, I go to Admin, select a folder of files. I then get a prompt on screen that tells me exactly what I need to do in terms of clicking the folder once. So if I select yes to continue, now this kind of searches your entire Google Drive. So it's good if you know the name of the folder that you specifically want so that you can type it into the screen here. So if I go Append Drive file, and I've got my test folder there. I click it once only, I don't double click it, and I click on select. There's a pause now at this point while it's collating all of that information into the Google Sheet. So don't worry about the blank screen here. The pause will be dependent upon how many files you have that it needs to iterate through. But once complete, it looks like what we had earlier, basically. So I've got the ID of the file there, and then the actual document name and a link to it if I want to. So the purpose of this tool is to append permissions. We've got 3 columns for files here. I can add editors, commenters, and viewers. So if I add a test account in here, for instance, I type in the email address, that's it. When I run the tool then, that particular Google account will be made an editor of this particular file. If I want to add a different account as a commenter, for instance, I can add it in that particular column there. You can add multiple email addresses using a comma and a space. So let's do both of those then. csrv860@york.ac.uk, comma, space, csrv857@york.ac.uk, like so. And you can continue to append and append as you wish. Over here, we've got the ability to send the default Google notification that somebody's been added to a file. It defaults to no if you leave it blank. Otherwise, you can select from yes if you wish to. The status will be updated automatically once it's iterated through the rows, and then the notes column is just for you to add any more information. You can continue to append further rows if you wish to. It will adapt and learn which ones it's already done as it goes through. But now we've got a bit of an example set up. What I want to do now is go to admin and append file permissions. So what this is going to do is it's going to go through row by row. It's going to get a hold of the file. It's going to loop through the editor column, commenters, and viewers, and add those individuals or those accounts to the actual file itself. It will send a notification email if it's been told to, and then when it's completed, it will mark the status column as completed too. So whilst this is running, you can leave the Google Sheet open and do something else, and it will just work its way through each of the rows. You'll get a pop-up message at the end when it's complete to tell you how successful it's been and how many files it's worked through. If you were to rerun it at this point in time, it will actually skip any rows that have already been marked as completed. So there we go, 3 files with permissions. And if I go to the folder, I can see the little sharing icon now. And if I go to share, I can see that person's been added. Thank you very much.